You still have some in that. You're better off with oil.
Yeah, but I mean when you feel like everybody. Oh, yeah, let's hope we can't put oil. No, but I use it. Oh, this is the
Smile, you're on candid camera.
So sweet.
That's
what I ever had. Yeah.
Yeah,
French.
Here's where the
Someone's
nail
waving at you over there. Someone's waving at you.
Oh.
We're on
Terry.
candid camera.
Oh.
Fish is out there. I don't even take time to change. I get my jeans on.
Go
and
see Claudette.
I'm fishing.
No.
I get the fish and I get it next to the suet, right?
You
He gets
had
on the
horse
edge
flies yesterday.
and
We're off.
he spits the hook.
Oh.
So he gets ready to flop back in the
Oh,
water.
boy,
So I
they
runs
are.
up to the water and I
Oh,
do
no,
what I'm doing. I goes to
batting
kick the
them off
fish
me.
out of the water.
with that
About that
sunburn
much
friendly.
water. I was so damn weak I fell right on my back in the water.
I got out. He comes
The waves are
back.
coming.
When he came back to the trailer, go ahead.
I got my bull in my head.
When he came back on the trail and I looked at him, I says, "You've been fishing all day. What are you doing now? Swimming in after him?" Oh, unreal.
You wouldn't have believed it. I mean, if anybody that would have been here.
Well, there's a woman that took videos of it. It's unreal. From one end of the beach to the other, to the causeway, the water was boiling with them. You could, if you would have dared walk out there and try to grab them by hand, but they're vicious. He was fishing on the rock, and he kept saying, "I'm going to get killed when I get home. My wife is waiting for me for dinner, you know."
Is any plastic?
Finally, he cut his catch anyway, and oh my God. So he said, "Well, I'm going to have to leave." He went to his car and took out a brand new jacket and put his fish in there and wrapped it up. I says, "Well, if she wasn't going to kill you before, she sure isn't going to kill you now." Oh boy.
Oh no.
And that, yeah, fish stories from Westport, but that was true.
Unbelievable.
And then you cleaned them all after that?
No, he sold them.
That's the
Many.
first time that I ever went and sold fish. Because I love to clean my fish and eat my own fish, right?
Just too
I was
exhausted.
so tired. I had so many of them. I said, no way am I going to clean this tonight. So I went down to the fish market. I sold them. 9 cents, 10 cents a pound?
10 cents.
Well, blues. I mean, blues are so plentiful. You
At
know,
that time, you know, you
Plus
just
a
kind of, no, swordfish. Oh yeah? Mayonnaise and onion,
This is a bass trailer.
all right? What do you want I see? Yeah. Well, this corn is nice and sweet. Delicious.
What he saw there one day.
Thank you for
Well, he forgot me. And he's driving my car. My bag is
Talking
in
to
there.
myself.
He's talking to himself besides in the car.
I'm coming into my car and he says to take such and such a route. Then I turn around, there's not nobody there.
Come back and get me!
I'm coming out of the restroom, and
I didn't know you had gone to the restroom.
And they were just starting to
Got out
date
of the
this.
car, you
Her car, her purse is in the car.
Yeah.
He's leaving. He's talking to himself.
The restroom is that way, and I'm talking to a guy. I got off the car and I
saw
talked
that
to
in
the
the
guy at the filling station, you know? When I come back, I don't.
You're welcome.
I'm coming back and I jump in the car
yeah,
and
he
I'm
takes
talking.
off. I'm coming out, I see him taking off. He was almost in the road, you know. And then I see him, he turns around, I'm not there.
He's talking to you. You're
Then
not
he
there.
looks back. He said, "Don't ever tell your sisters that."
The first thing she did when she come home, the phone rang.
me,
She
yeah.
says, "Guess what happened?" First
knew
thing
it,
when she
hey,
got home.
before
I
you
said,
even
"That's
went
not
to
what
bed
you
that
think
night."
about me." He's leaving without me with my car. I was about to call the cops and tell them to stop that
must have been
V2.
The
Oh,
pocketbook and everything was in the car.
he's got my car, he's got my money.
You
Taken
know,
off.
my father did that to my mother too when they went to California.
Oh yeah.
Grandma was telling me. She says, I don't know if he did it purposely.
If it was a joke.
Oh boy. Talk about the Hollywood hillbillies. Is it the Hollywood?
No, the Beverly Hills.
The Beverly Hills. We're kids. Oh, what
didn't we do?
Yeah.
Well, let's tell her about the time we had a date and was thinking about that. That's the best one. I always think
You
about
should
that.
tell about the one, the one you told Lorraine about borrowing George's car. You told him you were
No.
going to take my and Pa out, and you were going dancing with
Oh, yeah.
Stella and her
They
girlfriend.
already know that.
They know
See,
that
they
one?
were at Lorraine's last Thursday,
Oh, Lorraine told them
already-
all
She's
that.
squealed.
She told you she'd never tell.
and she told them that when I used to go embroidery, go dancing and stuff.
Oh, yeah. And Lorraine says, see, no wonder
And
I
Joe
was
said
a
my
lie. I had to lie. They wouldn't let me do anything.
And Joe says, my mother used to do that. Well,
I want to
which
hear
one?
some of the things that you.
Oh, you mean
I was an angel.
when we went to
Oh, yeah. You tell it, Vi.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Yes, you do.
I'm the one that got it. You got away with it.
Well, I was going to then you.
Yeah.
You would teach me
Yeah,
that
well, we
thing.
went to one of my friends.
you were better
and I was
too.
working. I was 16, she was 14.
Sweet 16.
And we went to my girlfriend's. And, you know, my father didn't want us to dance, didn't want us to go nowhere. No, don't go to the pictures. Should have been nice, but we escaped it. So we went. We told them we were going to my
Dinner.
friends, you know. And once we got there, they used to teach us to dance. The girls, you know. And
Charleston.
she had a brother, and the brother had a friend that was her friend, but there was nothing wrong. The mother was there, so we're going home early. Well, it wasn't early because she had told us to come home.
It wasn't late either.
No,
It was
no.
just getting dark.
So anyways, we're
Turn into a
coming,
pumpkin.
and they're taking us home, you know. She's walking in back, I'm walking in front. So before we got to our house in Franklin, you know, we lived in a cottage.
What's the family?
Yeah, there was a fence there, and we sat near the fence to talk.
Any
Comes
smooching?
around the corner, my mother.
Any smooching?
No, because we could see the house.
No,
It could have been
no,
vegan.
we couldn't.
Oh, Jesus.
They could have been later, but we didn't have a chance. So, my mother comes around the corner.
With a slicker. It was
Yeah,
raining.
it was raining.
It was just raining a little bit, you know. She comes out with a slicker. They used to call them slickers then. the
Yeah.
raincoat. And when I said, oh, Vi, she says, here comes my
So I'm the first one, you know.
the oldest.
Yeah, my mother says,
But she didn't say nothing first.
no, no. but
What
she said-
happened?
She slapped me.
Right in the
She
face.
goes, you're older than she is, and she says, you ought to know better. So instead of crying, I felt like I laughing. And I do, and it's all I could do. When we got home, we got in the closet. We didn't want it to know we were laughing.
In the closet a lot.
My father was
They've been
so
closet
mad.
cases since.
Yeah, you know, he says we're going to have to send you to the divorce. When I think of that, for what?
We're walking home with boys.
Yeah. Shame on you.
Oh my God.
Hey, you were 16, my village queen. Got
I was
crowned.
going on 17. I don't know. I'm
Oh, man, when I
close to
was
17 anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
my
I
God.
was 15 then.
Yeah. So as long
See, you
as
should have
soon
known
as
better.
something
No, I was
happened, I'm the
following you. I
one
was
that I
doing
was
what she
to
was
blame
doing.
because I was the oldest one. I always got it.
Yeah.
The oldest one always gets the
Oh,
blame for everything.
you're telling me? I'm
Yeah.
the oldest.
Right?
too.
That right, Jeff? Right. Oh my gosh.
How about when
I couldn't remember Dominic Genoa. That's
Yeah.
what that was. But he was a nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
They were both nice guys.
and my boyfriend was
Oh,
Albert
and then
Casher.
we used to make dates. You know, we used to go to the movies. That's when we were living in
We
Franklin.
didn't get scared, but still.
And these guys, they knew we were going to the show. They stand in back of the, in the back, and they'd watch us when we come in. We're going to sit down, and we were supposed to keep each a seat for them. But that night we're going, and my mother says,
Oh.
your brother's going with you, my brother Adam. Because he was afraid that we'd have a date or something, you know. So he comes with us and he sits right in between us. So these two guys are in the back. so they came and sat in back of us, and all they could do is pull our hair all through the evening.
Well, what do you want them to do?
Well, they couldn't do anything because my brother was there.
Oh.
Adam?
Adam, yeah.
And you know he was going to beat one up because he caught him pulling our hair.
I'm surprised he didn't.
Oh,
No.
yeah, he was ready.
He was ready to
Boy.
kill
This'll
him.
help the food go down.
He could fight
What
with
the
a
heck
drop
is
of
that?
hair.
Fruit. After you eat, fruit is good.
How many
about,
were there in your family?
8.
Yeah.
8 children?
4 boys, 4 girls.
Where were y'all?
One died with what? 2, wasn't even 2 years old.
About 2.
Why don't you tell your sister about the night that your brother Roger came home on Nursery Avenue, and you were sitting in a car with this guy there.
Yes, we have. Never.
And he told you to get out. He told me this, Roger, in California. He told you to get out of that car and get in the house. You come out of the car and you started to kick him all over the shin.
I did not. I never did that. That's when we were younger. Roger, what you tease me?
Never did that, but that's when we were younger.
I was ready to cry. Oh, tease me. You know, we used to wear flared skirts then.
Yeah.
Remember the flared skirts? And
With the poodle on?
poodles on them and all the jitterbug and whatnot. And every time I had one of those skirts on, he'd say, "Look at it with a flared skirt." And
Yeah,
he'd
the
start
winter.
teasing and
Yeah.
teasing and teasing until I used to get so mad. He'd hold me at arm's length, you know, and still tease me. And I'm trying to reach up to kick him, but I couldn't. So Curious remembers that. She kicked me in the shins.
It's from the Band-Aid. See, I took the white part off.
Roger was still like that when we went to
Oh, he loves to tease.
California and they had the earthquake. And we didn't know it was that bad. We were in
That's when you and I went.
Arizona to my daughter's.
Yep.
And then we were going to California and we got out in, where was it that we got out?
What?
When we got out to go to Rogers. where
Los
they had-
Angeles?
No, it wasn't
San Francisco?
Before
They
San
went to-
Francisco.
Oh, we went to
Los
Pauline.
Angeles.
Los Angeles
Yeah.
is closer to Rogers. He's in Los
Then when
Angeles.
we got out, we saw all the
what I'm
water.
looking.
I said, "Boy, they must be fixing the streets here. The pipes were."
All the sidewalks were broken up.
And there was a
Yeah.
earthquake.
We didn't know.
Try to cut
While we
it
were
off.
in Arizona, the earthquake happened then.
Yeah.
So that's where
Just
we
your
found.
arm.
So anyways, Vi calls him up. She says, Roger's my brother Roger. He says, where are you? We said, we're at a motel. We named the hotel. Oh, you girls can't stay alone in a motel. 2 girls alone? We're married.
Girls.
At our
I'm a
age.
grandmother.
When was that about? That was about 11 years ago.
You girls.
Yeah. So he came after us. How do you like that? So we had to go and stay with him.
He says it's dangerous. He
See,
says
this is
girls walking around.
We had a good time as we were
Like a butter.
touring. We went to see Lawrence Welk, but he wasn't there.
Lawrence Welk.
Lawrence Welk. We had
Universal
bought tickets to
Studios.
go see Lawrence
Is he
Welk.
still living here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still
Why are you
living. He
shaking
must be
me,
90-something years
Daddy?
old.
Oh
He's
yeah.
in there.
Why you
All of
He's
that.
up there.
Yeah.
And that's the time I lost my eyelash.
Oh, Terry. They're in the bus. She thought you had a bug on her lap.
Wait, I'm going to tell her.
White slacks.
We're both white slacks, and we leave our motel. That was a special
Well,
we had, huh?
Start with your eyelashes. We went shopping and everybody had long eyelashes.
And us, we wanted some eyelash, false eyelashes. It was
We
the
looked
style.
like so pale. So she plus.
So we went in
put
the
'em on.
ladies' room,
Yeah.
and Vi
I
was
couldn't.
put
You
on
wanna
my
go for a walk on the
eyelashes.
Yeah.
And so when we're riding in the bus, we're going to touring, huh?
Yeah.
So
Glenn,
Universal
I'm going to take
Huh?
him for a walk down the beach.
Universal
All right?
Studio was.
Go right ahead.
So anyways, I'm
Give me a
talking
sneak
with
peek.
Vi, and then
Yeah.
I had my white slacks. I went like this. I
He was
thought it
up.
was a bug, and when it wouldn't come off, you know, it's my one of my eyelashes was on my slack.
Great.
Oh.
You going to put your shoes on?
Timmy.
What, they're going on the beach?
Yeah,
Wanna
we're
go
gonna
for a
take a
walk?
walk.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, intermission.
You were born in Woonsocket.
Diamond Road. And I was
The year?
living, yeah,
The year.
1908, April the 18th, 1908. And I was living with my grandparents. Well, with my,
You were born there.
yeah, I was born there. They owned the house, and I guess we stayed there till Adam was born, my brother. And then she came along.
And spoiled everything.
Yeah, I was born over the blacksmith shop.
Yeah.
In the blacksmith shop?
Over.
Over the
They had
blacksmith
The
shop.
apartment over.
blacksmith shop downstairs, and on upstairs we had our apartment there. I was born there. I
You were
was
number
born-
3? You were the third one?
I was the
Yeah.
third one. Yeah.
1 year apart, the first 3.
Yeah.
4. About
Well,
Walter.
you're apart with you, Adam, me, and there's 4 in
Walter.
a row.
Walter.
All a
Walter.
year apart.
I was born August 6, 1910,
And Adam?
over at the blacksmith shop, almost horseback riding.
Is that in
Adam,
Woonsocket
July
too?
That's in Woonsocket, on Nessa Street.
1909.
Yeah.
I said the date, huh? I said the date. And Adam was born the 31st of July,
1909.
1909, in Woonsocket also. We were all born in Woonsocket.
Yeah.
You know-
Raymond was born at the state line, but it was Woonsocket.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They were asking me about, you know, when we moved to Canada, when Pa opened up the blacksmith shop, how old were we? I was about 6, me. Because I remember Pa taking me across the street
You were
to that
younger
school.
than that.
Well, he was
Because
taking...
I went to school, I was 6. And we had been living there a
Don't
year.
tell me they put me in school at 4.
Well, they could have.
Right across the street there was an
Because-
old...
They couldn't stand you. They had to get rid
No,
of you.
it
Go to
was-
school.
It was,
Oh, I had to be a little older than
it was
that.
a relative
because
of ours. Yeah, but you didn't go to school right away. We didn't go to school right away
I
when we
remember
moved there.
there was a school right across. We used to live in that empty store. Remember when you
Yeah.
were curling my hair? I was more than
Yeah,
4
but
years old.
before we lived there, we lived like on the farm.
We moved
and-
to St. Charles.
And we didn't go to school right away. We were too young.
Well, we didn't
We're
stay
there
there
about
any
2
more than
years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the second year, we moved, and that's where we went to school. That was our cousin. She had a little hand, just a little fingers, just one hand. And I remember. Do you remember her?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she used to hit, the students with that little hand. It was kind of chubby.
Yeah.
Like a little hammer.
Yeah, but I remember, Papa, we were living across the street from the school, and it was all dirt road. It was all muddy. And I remember Papa used to put me on his shoulders to bring me to school to go across. So I thought I was about at least 5 or 6 years old, because I remember. And I
Yeah.
remember when we used to go to Papa
Yeah.
with it was in the winter, in a sleigh.
We
The
stayed
horse
longer
and the-
than 2.
Huh?
We stayed longer than 2 years old. 2 years, because
think
Ma was pregnant for. What was it anyway? She came back.
You must have been Walter.
Walter, and she came back. She didn't want him to be born in Canada, and she came back to Woonsocket to have the baby and went back. You don't
So
remember that?
we stayed about a couple
Oh
of years.
yeah, we stayed longer than that.
Not too
Yeah.
long.
Well, see, we moved twice, and then she came and stayed with Grandma to have
Walter.
And then when he was about maybe, I think it was 2 years old, she came back.
She stayed away that long?
Sure.
Where were we living? With
When
Pa
I-
Long?
We came, she took us.
Oh,
You and I, we came back. You
is
don't-
that where
oh,
we were living when they made
Yeah.
Spring there?
mhm,
And Bellingham?
yeah,
Oh.
and then we went back.
The reason why Pa went to work there is because at we moved to St. Charles. The
Yeah.
blacksmith shop was there. And I think that, if I can remember right, that place was to be sold, and Papa called Pa and told him about that blacksmith shop. That's why Pa went down
Well, we must
to
have had
start
some
that
reason.
business. And then from there, we came back, and I think we lived on Bellingham Street where he had the shop in back of that little
Esther
cottage.
Street.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were gone. I'm not sure, but more than 2 years, at least 3,
Yeah.
if not more.
No, I don't think we stayed that much longer.
Oh yes.
When you say you came back to live with Grandma or Grandpa.
Yeah,
Was that your dad's parents?
No, my mother's.
Dufresnes.
Yeah.
Dufresnes.
Dufresnes?
And between that, remember now, I know we were there longer because they missed us. And they put us on the train so we could come and visit. Remember we got lost and
Oh, and while that,
Uncle Varus came to pick
yeah,
us
we
up
were coming,
somewhere in Worcester.
Yeah, we were coming from
They were
Canada.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to
okay.
visit.
Yeah. Did we cry, huh? Alone on the train. We were so scared.
Yeah. Then one of my uncle was supposed to pick us up. And somehow there was a mix-up where we were supposed to get off. He was there, but there was somebody taking care of us. I don't know what it was. Somebody on the train. There was such a mix-up that we landed in Worcester, and this couple that was on the train took us home with them.
I think they were the Gatteries.
I don't remember what it was. So anyway, they took us to this, to their house, and somehow I remember telling them where we were from. They got in touch with our, my uncle, and they came to pick us up. We cried all night. We thought we were gone for good, lost.
We thought we were being kidnapped.
Yeah. So we were there at least 3 years.
No more
Yeah, we
than that.
started school there.
Yeah,
Well, we
I
couldn't have been
remember.
going back and forth, and then Ma coming down, and she took her and I, and Stella. Yeah, she took all of us, except Adam.
Well, you must have stayed with Annette Armstrong.
Yeah. She had, because we had some pictures taken. Remember, I've got a bowl.
Butterfly
Bags.
bowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
But her and Lucille went to convent in Canada.
Yeah.
Borders. Yeah, but Biden stayed a year.
A year.
Yeah.
I went
But she
too.
was always skipping
You went to
I
Canada
didn't like
for
it.
what?
School.
at convent.
Well,
Convent?
They were
Boarding.
boarding. And Vi used to skip it because my grandmother
she was
used
so-
to live so close to the convent.
Yeah. Well, see, my father's people moved back to Canada. They were living in Woonsocket for a while. Then they went back, and after I was about 13 years old, they taught my mother into letting me go up there and finish school up there because they missed not having the grandchildren. So they picked on me to go.
Of course, she was the oldest.
Yeah. So when I went down, I was so lonesome for my family that the nuns used to take, it was a convent, and they used to take us for a walk, and we used to go by my grandmother's house. And one time I ran in, and the nuns didn't like the idea of me being lonesome. They did everything, to keep me occupied. And so when they started, when we'd go for our walk, they'd turn before we'd get to my grandmother's house. I wouldn't run in. Well, they thought they were going to get me to turn, so I kept going straight. I went. And so sometimes my grandmother would say, well, let us stay for the weekend, But to myself, I says, if I ever get out of this, they'll never get me here again. And the nuns were trying to talk me into being a nun,
Oh, they always do.
Yeah.
Always do.
Oh, yeah. They were nice. Not that they weren't nice.
But
they
you
were,
were lonely with your
yeah, I
family.
was very lonesome.
And here she went a year.
2 years.
2 years? Yeah. 7 years old when you went. When you first went.
10 when I come back. Well, 7 going on 8. Yeah.
But you were doing all right. You were there.
Well, yeah, because I had my aunts,
Yeah.
and I had 2 cousins that were going to school.
She was younger. See,
Three
I was.
cousins, yeah. That were going to the
13
same
going
school.
on
And weekends, I
14.
used to go to their house. But I missed home. You always do
Oh,
when
I
you're that
guess,
far
yeah.
away.
Yeah.
And then Stella had come to visit me with Buzz one time before she went to work at the hotel, Uncle
Video.
Ferial's hotel, and she had stopped to visit. Now that made me real lonesome, because it was worse after
Yeah.
that. I had seen someone from home. But after that, no more. No 3rd year, forget it. That was enough.
Me neither.
Yeah.
They didn't catch me.
But they were
going
good. They were good to us. It's not the,
No.
and I
It
had
was
family,
nice.
relatives
Yeah.
there, but it wasn't like mom and dad, my own brothers and sisters.
Nice schools too,
Oh yeah,
wasn't-
very nice.
Yeah.
It was an experience,
Yeah.
and it helped. Because today we can still speak 2 languages and write 2 languages. Had I not gone to school there, I wouldn't have had that. And when Uncle Paul went into business, most of his customers in the Woonsocket, Cumberland, and the surrounding areas, most of the people are French speaking, and a lot of them would call and couldn't express themselves in English, so they'd ask me if I spoke French. I said, yes, I do, and that helped because his customers felt a little more at ease speaking with someone that spoke French. So I maintain my French that way.
Did you all learn French before you learned English?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had two, French and English.
Yeah, but we learned French
Oh,
at home
yes.
first.
You learned
Yeah,
French
but
at home
in
first.
school there, in the forenoon we had French, in the afternoon was English.
Mhm.
But we couldn't speak English in the house. They wanted us to speak
Yeah, always.
How about
French.
how about the business relationships in Woonsocket at that time? Was everybody French speaking?
Mostly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Woonsocket
I'd say
is
90%.
Everybody
Yeah.
conversed in
90% was
French.
French.
Oh, yeah.
They called it Little Canada.
Yeah.
Little Canada?
Yeah. All the all the Worcester mills employed most of the people came from Canada
Oh,
to,
yeah.
to settle in Woonsocket to work in the Worcester the Willem mills.
Were your parents from Canada?
My father.
Your father was from
Yeah.
Canada?
My mother was born in Woonsocket.
From Woonsocket.
Father is
Adam Armstrong.
Armstrong.
Yeah, the blacks.
Adam Armstrong, and he was born in Canada,
Right.
but
Came to the
Memere
United
Armstrong was born
born
down
in
here.
Woonsocket,
Yeah.
Rhode Island. Yeah.
You know, when she came back, that's how long she stayed. She lost her citizenship when we moved to Canada.
How long had
She,
they
she had to. I don't know exactly, but I know that it was longer than 2 years, because I remember going through too much for 2 years, and she had to go back to school. As a matter of fact, she got a
Yeah, for her
diploma.
for her citizenship.
She
Okay.
got it, and when I had Pauline, and Claudette went with her. She's in Washington, you know, with my mother getting her citizenship papers, and she didn't have anybody to leave her. She was 3 years old, and she says they took her picture too. She's in with the
Oh,
people.
really?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah,
See, by,
she lost her
by marrying
citizenship.
my father, that's
She
what
lost her
it.
I see.
citizenship.
Do you remember where and when your father was born?
He was born
Oh,
in
yeah.
Canada.
Yeah,
What
I
town?
think it
do
was
you know?
St. Gabriel.
St. Gabriel.
St.
It
Gabriel.
was St. Gabriel.
Yeah.
Remember when his birthday was?
No, October 31st. Mine was 1887.
His was?
So no, my mother's was
Okay.
1887. So he had to be 1886 because there was just 1 year between the two of
Yeah.
them. And then Adam and Eva. Adam and Eve.
Eva.
Yeah.
And my mother.
Eva Armstrong.
Yeah.
What was her
she's-
maiden name?
Dufresne.
Dufresne?
Dufresne. Dufresne.
Okay. Do you remember?
She was 20. My pa was 21 when they were married.
I don't remember what
Yeah.
age they were when they got married
Yeah,
because
I
I
think they were.
know there was 1 year, 1 month
Yeah.
difference because mine was born in November,
November.
Dad in October.
Yeah.
Dad was October 31st, Halloween,
Yeah,
and mine was on November 9th.
yeah.
Do you remember anything about either of your 4 grandparents?
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember my grandfather
Yeah,
Dufresne,
both
but,
of them.
but they do.
Well, we do, yeah.
Yeah.
Your
But like,
grandfather
The
Dufresne,
Dufresne.
which was Memere
Memere's
Armstrong's father.
Yeah.
This is for Mama.
No, two grandmothers and 2 great-grandmothers.
Okay, so the Dufresne grandmothers are your mother's mother and grandmother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandmother
remember her
Dufresne, her mother was Grandma Charlin.
And they were-
Charlan.
and their
Is that her first
descendants.
name?
Huh?
Was that her
No,
first name
last
or her
name.
last name?
Last name.
Grandma
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
And on my father's side, the grandmother Armstrong, and her mother was
Gallipo.
Gallipo. Galipeau, I guess.
Okay. Now, what did your grandfathers do for a living? Do you know?
Armstrong was blacksmith.
He was a blacksmith also?
Yeah.
And how about the other one? Did you know him?
Well, he was a building
Contractor.
contractor.
He was a carpenter.
Dufresne?
Yeah.
Grandpa Dufresne?
As a matter of fact, there's still a lot of the big 3-family and 6-family houses that he built that are still standing.
About the high school, he's the one that designed the high school in Woonsocket.
In Woonsocket High School?
The first one, yeah.
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 It still stands?
Yes.
My grandfather Dufresne.
So they both lived in Woonsocket? Your grandpa Dufresne and your grandpa
My grandmother Dufresne was
Armstrong?
born in Vermont. Winooski, I think
Yeah.
it was.
grandmother?
My
Dufresne.
grandmother Dufresne was born in Vermont. Winooski, Vermont.
Have it on? I'll take it off.
And your grandfather Armstrong?
St. Gabriel.
He started in Canada and then moved down here?
No, never moved
He
here.
never moved down
I
here.
think he was born, he wasn't born in St. Gabriel, Alberta.
I
I
think
think he wasn't born there. He was born in Alberta.
And Pepin Armstrong's got a brother that used to be a trapper, a fur trapper, and he used to trap up close to the Indian country, and he was warned not to go too far, and one day he never came back.
This is
But Grandpa Armstrong's one of his brothers, Anakia.
your
They
grandpa.
they claim that the Indians got him.
Wow.
Just eat the noodles.
Yeah.
The
And the
Indians-
great-grandfather Armstrong
Okay.
was not from the area. He was from, well, his parents were descendants from Scotland. Came to England. As a matter of fact, the Armstrongs are Scot-Irish. They started in Scotland and part of Ireland, and then moved to England. And great-grandfather Armstrong came from England
Came from England.
into Canada. And when he met great-grandmother Armstrong, she didn't speak English and he didn't speak French. But after a while, they got to know each other's language and they married.
Nature took its course.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's too bad we don't have the paper.
I had one in the trailer.
Yeah.
You know,
I've got
I'll give you a copy of the
Yeah.
Heritage, Armstrong Heritage.
You have it?
Yes,
I'd
I'll
like to
mail you
have it.
one.
Good.
Their name was Armstrong then.
No, it was, and then you'll see that they had holdings in Scotland, the Armstrongs. That was a dubbed name. Armstrong was a dubbed name.
Still hungry? Have some grapes.
They
I'm
say-
trying
they
to
say
think of
some
the
the
other name
people-
there.
No, you
It
can't
came
have
to
any
me now.
chips.
They say
It
they
wasn't French.
And like on my Dufresne side, they're related to the Bouviers. No, Jacqueline Bouvier, Kennedy.
Uh-huh.
Well, distant relatives of her, between grandmother Dufresne
Sounds like Barrington.
and her
Yeah,
family,
I can't-
cousins.
Not long ago, looking through my papers, I
They
saw-
are cousins to the Bouviers, so we're really quite distant. But Jacqueline Bouvier, what was so funny, my mother-in-law kept saying, wow, she says, you know, Bouviers. I says, well, you know, Bouviers. I says, I'm not going to tell her, but she's my cousin. My mother-in-law used to laugh about that. Yeah.
Now your grandma and grandpa Armstrong, did they stay in Canada while you were growing up?
Yeah.
They didn't come to Winston?
Oh, they visit,
Yeah.
but that's it.
But they
But they
lived in
didn't,
Canada.
no, they never moved here.
There was what, seven sons, Armstrong.
There's one of the Grandpa Armstrong's brothers, Ferial they called, and he had a beautiful hotel, Lake Manor in St. Gabriel. And they had a big camp up in the woods. He used to have guides. He used to take from the hotel, they would leave the hotel with guests to take them up into the mountains for the hunting and fishing. And they'd leave right from his hotel up to the camps they had up around the lakes.
He
Had a
owned this
beautiful- yeah,
hotel?
yeah.
He built it?
No, I don't
Had
think
it
he
built?
built it. No.
He bought it?
Yeah. And then he passed it on to his sons. And I think it's changed hands now. It's been sold because young Paul wanted me to find out if they were still there. And I had given him a number. I said, I just gave him the name, you know, Lake Manor,
Yeah.
in French, and in Canada. And he somehow got hold of a number to call there. And the Armstrongs no longer owned it. The boys sold it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she's Canadian.
How near is St. Damien from St.
I remember
Gabriel?
going up there
You've got a
riding.
lot of Canadian in you then, Paul.
How near is St.
Between
Gabriel
her?
from
From that, well, the ethnic generation in those days, you know, they didn't want to change their language. You had to speak French all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in the
Oh,
house.
yes.
Yeah.
I remember when I moved to Fall River, and my mother-in-law,
And-
you know, my kids couldn't even talk English. She wouldn't let them.
All right.
And when she'd come and visit, she used to get so mad with me. She says, the first thing you know, they won't be able to speak French.
Yeah. Well, this is what the
Yeah.
the generation
She used to get
has
so
created
mad.
because
Yeah.
Paul can understand French, but he can't speak. He
Well,
can
that's
speak
just
half
like
and
my,
half, you know.
yeah, that's
Celeste
just like
can't
my
hardly
children.
speak it here.
Yeah.
Because you can understand, when we went to school in our generation, we came from an ethnic area where we all spoke the
French.
same language.
Yeah.
The Italians would speak Italian,
Yeah.
and the French would
Yeah.
speak French. And,
That was it. Yeah.
and when we came home in our area and our groups, we'd
Yeah.
speak our French, right?
I
But we
remember.
picked up English from school.
Yeah.
It's
I
very
remember.
hard for a kid that goes to school to learn French because, you know, it's like Latin or anything else. But if you learn it amongst yourself, you grow up with it.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
But Joe, hey, he talks the Parisian French.
Well, he took
That's
courses
why-
besides before he went overseas.
That's why they send him off to those French places.
Yeah.
He speaks very good French. And Polly's losing her French now. She's starting to lose it.
Yeah.
But
Celeste
Lorraine is doing
understands
better
it, but
than
she doesn't speak it.
Lorraine is doing better than
Polly.
Polly. Yeah.
Did you know Pepe's parents?
Pepe.
Bacon.
Oh, Bacon.
Yeah.
I never had a mother or father-in-law. Never knew them.
They died before you
Yeah.
met them.
His
you know any-
mother died when my husband was 16 years old. Wait a minute. His father died first, and his mother died a month after.
A month after?
Yeah, she
What
was
was the-
sickly.
What was
And
the
she
cause?
was just a little tiny thing, smaller than me. And the father was tall and rugged. Yeah. And there were 7 boys and 2 girls. And George, Pepe was the youngest one.
How about his grandparents? Were they alive?
No.
No, they had
No.
died also.
That's why I said you got more Canadian in you than anything else.
You got
Your grandmother
you
feeling
got a
it.
sliver of it.
Huh?
And then on this
He has a
side,
sliver of Canadian.
of course, descended from Scott
I
Irish.
found one. I found one, Daddy.
Where the bacon's from.
Daddy, I found one.
Thank you.
You know where the Bacons are from, Bella?
Well,
They must be from Canada because everybody that came to Woonsocket, 90% of them were from Canada, the
From
Canadians.
the mills, yeah, it's true.
That's
you
how
know-
Woonsocket originated.
yeah. I know Ray Bacon, the school superintendent there.
Knows all the history?
superintendent. Yeah, of
Of
the
the
Bacons,
Bacons.
yeah.
He has the history of the
Yeah.
bacons? Who is he?
I think Lorraine or Joe has the papers for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, let's find out.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I was looking at those papers, the Armstrong history, not too long ago.
Waiting for next year, and don't forget, tell Ernie to bring his stools next time. You have to borrow all everybody's stools. The step will be half gone. The back of it needs fixing. Oh no, that's right. They're coming.
September?
Yeah, in September. You'll hold on till September. And see what I've got that chair. It says producer.
Right.
You should have been sitting on that. The producer chair.
Oh yeah,
Terry
taking
should
the,
be sitting on that.
yeah.
Yeah. You want me to get it for you? Oh, that's what my son did.
Grandma.
Memere.
Lorraine, big mouth. I wish I had something to say, but you already said everything for me.
Ask her if she wrote a book
We
about her
squealed.
mother yet.
Yeah, you squeal on me.
Ask her if she wrote a book about her mother yet.
Did you write a book about your mother yet? Piece of cake. That's it. See you the 29th of July. Heat up the pool.
I've only got one message. Hold it.
This is the comedy part. Oh my God.
Memories. That's it.
This is the unknown comic.
Polly wanted a bag. She can't have it. Terry Sue's gonna have it.
All right.
You keep this
Hi,
when they go
Lorraine.
down for the holidays.
It wasn't a
put it
banana,
up.
it was for
How
real.
about the,
Hi, Ernie. Congratulations.
yeah, how about the
Forget
two
the
men?
Tour of
Come
France.
on, Ernie.
I understand George beat you in that bike race. Have fun. Goodbye.
see you soon, Ernie. I'm going to beat the heck out of you on the golf course.
Bill, no, sign it off on hold.
Yeah, 1 ball Bill. That's what he calls me.
What you said?
He always beat me at pool by 1 ball.
Oh, okay.
All the
Yeah?
time. Yeah,
So he calls him one ball Bill.
that's it. I received that name.
Can't you ever change that?
I always miss the
what
last
can I
ball and he
say?
gets it.
That you haven't said already?
Wow, I can't say nothing because she told him everything. Big mouth.
It's all right. You might have divulged some things that she didn't hear yet, and she'll find them on there. Yeah. Oh, it is. It looks so nice on her. Boy, are you hard. Woo.
Timmy!
Yeah, I know it. I was
Yeah,
surprised.
you gotta get me a
That